On behalf of the faculty, I welcome you to the law school commencement exercises. It's customary for the Dean just to say a few words, but they've got to be few, especially as the day is rather warm. The few words are very significant for me. In the last 5 years in which I've been Dean, my most enjoyable hours were in the Torts classroom and the interaction I had with you in the corridors, my office and my home. I got to know my class well, and through that class many of the others of you in this distinguished group. Now you depart, and I'm going to miss seeing you frequently. Now, you've arrived here not without the loving support and sacrifice of those who are sharing this day with you. So, you've done this before, but I want you to stand and vigorously applaud all those mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, spouses, and all others. Please stand. Big, robust applause. Thank you. I know the applause will roll on during the day, but particularly those mothers that are there, I know that you had a marvellous day yesterday, and I hope you were celebrated in the correct way. On the podium, on the dais today, are my colleagues on the law school faculty. And throughout these years with us, they made sure you worked hard and mastered the exacting discipline of the law. But more than that, they gave you insights into and a passion for the operation of justice in our society. So please give my colleagues on the faculty a round of applause. Now, there are a few occasions in life when we can pause to remember the past, savor the moment, and take the pulse of the future. And this is one that will be remembered. You've worked hard for this day, and occasions like this are separated from the ordinary hurly-burly and humdrum of life. We swelter in these roads for a good reason. In this ritual that was rooted in the Middle Ages, we're connected to our great universities and their social role in civilizing public life and advancing learning, and their personalized function in enriching our individual lives. Our time here allows us to grow, permitting us a fuller capacity to live our lives fully considered. I want you to remember the conversations to which you've been introduced in the last 3 years. Remember this law school as a place of broad and generous friendships. Remember the years as a font of refreshment, giving you a better understanding of the potentiality of life. It's appropriate as the law school of that famous golfer Bobby Jones, of a university of deep Scottish roots, with the pipes that you've heard, to confirm friendships here forged. And Robbie Burns, the great poet, Scottish heritage, said it best about his song, Auld Lang Syne, about friendships over time, separations, and then coming together. And for this part, I call on my colleague, George Shepherd. George. acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne, for old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. We twa have run aboot the braes and put the gowans fine, but we've wandered many a weary fit since days of old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. George, thank you very much. I know that you'll always give your hand to those old trusty friars, those old Emory colleagues of yours. Let me thank Student Marshal Ben Schlesinger and Commencement Marshals Curry Woods, Ethan Rosenzweig and Cass Blackburn for their great work today. I have the honour of asking our newest incoming Alumni Association President, Della Wagger Wells, to take the podium. Della is a graduate of Emory's law class of 1986, and this fall, Della will begin her term as president of the Emory Law Alumni Board. She is a partner at Alston & Bird in Atlanta, where she focuses her practice on energy finance, public gas and public power. As you enter our alumni community, I can think of no one better to represent you as the face of Emory Law to our alumni community than Della. Della, a few remarks to our graduates and soon-to-be newest alumni. Thank you.
Good morning. You all have been dressed in this regalia for quite a while by now, and the temperature's only going up, I'm afraid. I remember this day so well. I was way in the back, being a W even then. It seems as though it could have been yesterday, though. Time is a paradoxical thing. It's both fixed in a certain point and malleable. When I look out at all of you today, Emory Law School's class of 2011, and think of how hard you've worked to get to this point today. How hard you've planned. You could have been my class 20 years ago. You're all covered with your regalia, your iPhones, your Droids, your Blackberries are concealed in your pockets for the most part. This could be a day that occurred 20 years ago or 20 years before that. What we share in all of this is the 3 years of common experience. That's what we wear today. The 3 years of common experience that we had here in this law school. Maybe you're also feeling, as I did on this day, that law school coincidentally, all at once, was over in about 5 minutes and almost would never be over at all. But here you are. Time is tricky like that. I think you'll find that the next 25 years are about the same. Law, like most precise disciplines, is an evolving body, and you're just beginning the process of your law school education, the best part to come. This may come as unwelcome news to those of you families who have traversed the coast to be here today, or slid down from New York or New Jersey or Connecticut, but I traversed the country. It's an amazing thing. I don't want to disappoint you. You've come to witness this miracle. It is a miracle. It is a miracle. Your students, of whom you are so justifiably proud, will walk across the stage today and receive their JD degrees. That's a really big deal. I'm just saying that it will continue. The law school education will continue over the next 25 years, and that's the good part. There is many ways to be a lawyer, as there are tools in the toolkit you filled here at Emory. There isn't a job I can think of that wouldn't be benefited by the skills you've learned here, inside or outside of the law. As I'm already standing here in regalia, you're all wearing regalia, I'm going to presume to offer you a little bit of advice. Wherever you go, whatever you do, take your sense of adventure with you. Take your creativity. Take an open mind. If you meet with something unfamiliar, a new question, a new fact pattern, embrace it. Figure it out. Convey to the partner, the senior associate, the executive, the client, who has given you the privilege of giving you this question to consider. Convey your interest. Embrace the problem, take ownership of it, make it your own. This is the good stuff. As you cross the stage today and join all of us today who have gone before you, you're joining a big community. You're not leaving Emory Law School behind. Take advantage of that. Call us up. Take advantage of your alumni contacts. Take advantage of the mentorship program. Join us. Join into your alumni programs. Join young alumni groups. If you go to a different city, join the local alumni group there. Participate in reunions. Contribute and support financially when you can. This is a tremendous resource for you, and everything you do to advance this school advances the value of all of your degrees. Most importantly, reach a hand back. Reach a hand back to help those who come behind you, to increase the value for all of us. This is a tremendous resource. Congratulations to the class of 2011. We're very proud of you, and we welcome you to this side of the stage.
Thank you, Della, for those words, and I know that you should be aware that the Alumni Association will be very supportive in the years ahead. Now I ask April Ross and Matt Schechtman from the third year class gift committee to make a special presentation.
Wow, I can't believe they let me near the microphone at graduation. I guess there's a first and last time for everything. So every year, the graduating class comes together to make a donation to a special cause. This year, the class chose the Loan Repayment Assistance Program. This fund goes to help Emory graduates working in government and public interest jobs. These graduates, sometimes underappreciated, often underpaid, will be helped furthered by this money donated by the class of 2011. I'm pleased to say that the class stood strongly behind this cause, with more than 20% of the class donating. Please join me in thanking the students, faculty, and staff who stood behind this cause. And none of this would have been possible without the steadfast support of the 2011 Class Gift Committee, who helped plan and organize all the events starting in January. Special thanks to Jessica Foldy, Ben Farley, and Alan White, who went above and beyond. And most importantly, to my co-chair, April Ross, the real mastermind and organizer, workhorse behind all of this. Please join April and I in presenting to Dean David Bartlett this check in furtherance of the Loan Repayment and Assistance Program in the amount of $31,371.
Thank you, April and Matt. That's really extremely generous. Thank you, class, for what you've done. I know what the headwinds are like out there in the economy right now, and that is such a generous gift, and for such a superb purpose. Loan forgiveness is surely one of the highest purposes to which such a gift could be given. I have mentioned the excellence and dedication of my colleagues on the faculty, and each year at graduation, the university presents its highest prizes for excellence in teaching. Awards are given in the college, the graduate school, and the professional schools. The Emory Williams Teaching Awards were established by Mr. Emory Williams, an emeritus trustee and distinguished graduate of the Emory College class of 1932, who you will have heard at the main ceremony is about to turn 100. The prizes are conceived as an encouragement or reward for fostering participation, inquiry and creative expression in the classroom, and providing a model for teaching and scholarship and serving as a friend and counsellor to students. The awards for professional schools particularly are designed to recognise individuals who convey in the classroom and exemplify in life and service the very highest standards of the profession. Far from a popularity prize, the award should recognise a teacher who embodies the best that a professional school has to offer. Previous award recipients have been Professor William Ferguson, Professor Richard Donberg, Professor Frank Alexander, Professor Richard Freer, Professor John Whitty, Professor Howard Abrams, Professor David Biederman, Professor Bill Busby, Professor Robert Shapiro, and Professor Charlie Shaner. This year, the award goes to Professor Dorothy Brown. Now, Professor Brown richly deserves this award. Her achievements, skills, and abilities as a scholar and teacher inspire all of us. Professor Brown specializes in federal tax law and critical race theory. She is well known for her work in examining racial implications of federal tax policy. Professor Brown has been a colleague of mine for a long time. She joined the faculty after visiting at Emory in the years 2007, 2008, and we were together on the faculty at Washington and Lee, where she taught administrative law, critical race theory, federal income tax, and partnership tax. She was there director of the prestigious Francis Lewis Law Center. We worked very hard at Washington and Lee. She's also taught at George Mason University and the University of Cincinnati. In a galaxy of stars, her light shines bright. Dorothy. We found it. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you very much, Dorothy. The graduating class makes selections for various awards. I call on our new SBA President, Justin Barton, class of 2012 to come to the podium to present these awards. Justin. Who you see is not all robed up and looking quite comfortable.
Good morning. My name is Justin Barton, and I'm the incoming president of the Student Bar Association here at Emory Law. On behalf of the student body, it is my pleasure to welcome family, friends, and loved ones to today's graduation ceremony. It is also my great pleasure to congratulate you, the class of 2011. You guys made it. It is extremely special for me to stand here today and address all of you, who I started with on this journey 3 years ago. I've never in my life been around a collection of people quite like all of you. There really is something unique about this class. Over the past 3 years, your commitment to service and your passion to justice have constantly inspired me. Your intellect and ability as law students has consistently amazed me, and of course, considering Emory Law's grading curve, sometimes frustrated me. But most of all, your friendship has made this an incredible community to be a part of for the last 3 years and made my experience at Emory Law unforgettable. Parents, family, and friends, there are so many reasons for you to be proud of your graduates. This class leaves behind a tremendous legacy at Emory Law. While I'm sad to see everyone leave Gambrell Hall as I finish my 4th year of study here at Emory, I am excited to see how the foundation for success that this class has laid over the past 3 years continues to impact this community into the future. More importantly, I have little doubt that each and every one of these graduates will make outstanding attorneys, and I cannot wait to hear about the incredible things that they accomplish throughout their careers. Today, I am honored to present 3 awards: the Miss Gloria Jean Fowler Angel Award, the Most Outstanding Third-Year Student Award, and the Most Outstanding Professor Award. The recipients of each of these awards were chosen by a vote of the graduating class. At this time, however, I would like to ask Ms. Chantel Hebert, class of 2007, to join me at the podium for a very special award recognition.
Greetings. I'm Chantel Hebert, class of 2007, and I'm here to present an award. The Distinguished Service Award has traditionally been given by the law school faculty and administration to a 3L for outstanding participation in law school programs of activities and in recognition for the many volunteer services in support of the student affairs of the law school. This year, as our class gift, the class of 2007 elected to financially support this award as a way to create and build a sense of community, to feel connected to the law school, and to encourage involvement in the life of the student body. The service that you start now, we hope that you will continue into your years as a professional. I would like to have this year's winner of the class of 2007 Distinguished Service Award, Ms. Rachel Fox, to please come forward and accept the award.
Thank you, Chantel, and congratulations, Rachel. There are truly no words that adequately describe your contribution to this community. I feel lucky to have called you a friend over the past 3 years, and I know I have big shoes to fill as SVA president. And now I would like to present the Miss Jean Angel Award. The Miss Jean Award, named for Gloria Jean Fowler, honors the student who most exemplifies the qualities of Miss Jean, a member of the Emory Law School family who left an incredible spirit of caring before she passed away in 1997. Miss Jean spent 42 years as an Emory Law employee, the last 9 as the snack bar manager at the law school. Miss Jean left a legacy of compassion, spirit, and strength of character. This award is given each year to a 3L who exemplifies and embodies Miss Jean's legacy. This year, it's my pleasure to present the Miss Jean Angel Award to Miss Jessica Duncan Felfoldi. Each year, the Most Outstanding Third-Year Student Award is given to a law student who has been an overall outstanding leader, achiever, and contributor to the law school community. The recipient will speak shortly on behalf of the class of 2011. This year's recipient, Ben Farley, has been a model of balance and commitment throughout his 3 years at Emory Law. Over the past 3 years, Ben has become an expert on international law, this past year serving as the editor-in-chief of the Emory International Law Review. His expertise led him to write an article advocating for the recognition of Somaliland, which was published in World Politics Review. Despite the demands of his job as editor-in-chief and his commitment to his studies, Ben was a regular at law school social events and always greeted everyone on campus with a warm smile and a sincere handshake. Please welcome to the podium your most outstanding third-year student, Mr. Benjamin Rush Farley.
Thank you, Justin. Honored guests, faculty, staff, and administrators, friends, family, most especially mothers, and significant others. It is my great honor to stand before you today representing the class of 2011. And as I do so, my heart and my chest swell with pride. Pride for having gotten to know you all, pride for having gone to law school with you all, and pride today for graduating with you, the class of 2011. It is fitting, I think, that today we gather once more as a class, but we do so outside the walls of the law school, outside of the brutalist concrete and glass that for 3 years we have called, more or less affectionately, Gambrell Junior High. Fitting, I think, because our gathering here should serve as a reminder to us all that our class exists separate and apart from these walls, these faculty, and these administrators. Instead, our class exists in the experiences shared and the relationships forged over the last 3 years. And this, class of 2011, we must remember. From the outset, our class has been different. All over the country this month, law students are graduating into what we've been told countless times is the worst legal economy ever seen. And the legal market contraction is not new to us, to our class. No, it has defined the market conditions for the entirety of our law school careers. Just weeks into our 1L year, Lehman Brothers declared bankruptcy. The stock market crashed and crashed and crashed again. And with the collapse of the financial services industry came the big law layoffs, the suspension of summer associate programs, and the deferrals. The model on which we all relied, consciously or otherwise, upon our entry into law school no longer exists. And, unsurprisingly, the institutions and facilities that exist to support us proved outmoded. Yet, in the face of this adversity, this tumult, and most terrifying of all, this uncertainty, our class has not accepted the invitation to treat law school as a zero-sum game. We could today sit together as a collection of enemies, of rivals, of embittered individuals who glare jealously at each other's success, but we do not. We sit together today as the class of 2011, as friends and as colleagues. We convene with pride for our shared and our individual success. We do so today because that is who we are as a class and who we've always been as a class. Whether we did so consciously or whether it was an accident of our personalities, we managed to navigate these 3 trying years and arrive on the other side more closely knit. Beyond tight friendships, though, we have learned to lean on one another, to draw on one another's knowledge and experience. We have learned that we are each other's greatest resource. And as we continue to find our way individually through the uncertainty of the legal economy, we must continue to reach out to one another, provide each other support, and share opportunities and advice with one another. Doing so generates information, it generates opportunities, and it facilitates the greater success of our class, our classmates, and ultimately our brand. But it is not only our classmates and our class who will benefit from our experience. As much as our class exists beyond these walls, the law school itself is more than the building, the administration, and the faculty. We must not leave Gambrell Hall today, diplomas in hand, and turn our backs on the 1Ls and 2Ls who remain. Whatever deficiencies we'd like to see addressed, whatever our feelings about decisions that have been made, Abdicating our responsibility to those who come after us does little more than force future Emory Law classes to wrestle anew with the problems we have already solved. We have been forced by circumstance to be entrepreneurs, struggling with a new and dynamic legal economy. We have made mistakes and we have missed opportunities. But there is no sense in allowing our friends in the class of 2012 or 2013 to make the same mistakes or miss the same opportunities. Though we may be unable to benefit from the hard lessons we have learned, we can and we should be proactive in transmitting them to our fellow future alumni. Too many classes of Emory Law have left soured, unwilling to help the students who fall behind out of a misplaced sense of animosity or acrimony towards the school, only to years later regret their lack of connection to the school and their current students. Let us not be such a class. Instead, let us leave here today filled with well-earned pride, not just for having completed law school, but for how we completed law school. Remember that we are, and always will be, a class at Emory Law School. But more importantly, remember that in the face of adversity and uncertainty, we as a class drew together and supported each other. So long as we bear this in mind, so long as we continue to aid each other and those who come after us, our class will be successful, our school will be successful, and we as individuals will be successful. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2011.
Thank you, Ben. Finally, it's my great honor to introduce Professor Sarah K. Stadler, the recipient of this year's Outstanding Professor Award. This award is given each year to a faculty member who has been an outstanding teacher, advisor, and contributor to students' quality of life and education. Professor Stadler is a 1990 Woodruff Scholar and a graduate of Emory University, and a 1993 Dillard Scholar and graduate of the University of Virginia School of Law. Prior to her career in academia, Professor Stadler was a litigation associate with Sullivan and Cromwell and an intellectual property associate with both Frost, Zelnick, Lehrman and Zissou, and Kilpatrick Stockton. Before coming to Emory in 2003, Professor Stadler was an assistant professor of law at the University of Cincinnati College of Law, earning the Goldman Prize for Excellence in Teaching in 2002. She has made presentations at the University of California, Berkeley School of Law, the University of Michigan School of Law, the Cardozo School of Law, and the University of Iowa College of Law. Professor Stadler has also written numerous intellectual property journal articles and has a work of fiction, sensitivity training, under submission for publication. When asked about the impact Professor Stadler has had both in and out of the classroom, here are some of her students' thoughts. Professor Stadler did everything in her power to not only encourage you to have an opinion, but she sought to make you have faith in it. Another student said, Professor Stadler's ability to connect with students beyond just the classroom setting is one of her greatest qualities, yet her ability to joke with students in the classroom is no less. Give her an incorrect answer to a yes or no question during class, and her response is, or, clearly directing the student to pick the other option. In her classes, I prepare for class out of a desire not to disappoint her because she truly is that awesome. And another student said, Professor Stadler's lectures are always very creative, very interesting, humorous, and very intellectually demanding. She's also outstanding because of her ability to teach both from an academic perspective and a practical perspective. She does not shy away from discussing the greater philosophy or values behind a particular rule. At the same time, she will often stop class to give us what she calls a practice pointer, a quick piece of advice intended to help students understand how, from a practical angle, a case may be won or lost. Finally, Professor Stadler is a true student advocate. In these tough economic times, students are especially drawn to professors who they feel will have their back. And I think that's a big reason why Professor Stadler was chosen as our class's most outstanding professor. She truly does put her students first. It is my true pleasure to introduce this year's outstanding professor to the podium, Sarah K. Stadler.
Thank you, Justin, for that glowing introduction. Several of you asked me before today what I was planning to say, and I said, I don't know, but I'm going to be completely honest, which scares a few people. But first of all, that's because who I am. Those of you who know me know that. And also, if you love somebody, you have to be honest with them about the things that matter. And then you've got to give them hope as well. So that's what I'm going to try to do today, briefly, because it is excruciatingly hot. I'm going to be honest and also find a way to give you hope. So here's some honesty. In many ways, much of the practice of law has been ruined. It was ruined by other people, and now here you are, ready to join the practice of law yourselves, which has been ruined. And having done nothing to ruin it yourselves, you now have to face the ruination and deal with it. A lot of things have ruined the practice of law. I'm going to focus on one in the interest of brevity, and that is that everything has become way too complicated. This didn't just happen accidentally. Lawyers made it that way. They're trained in law school to examine the thing from every angle and then to hack it apart into pieces and examine the pieces from every angle and hack apart the pieces into crumbs and examine the crumbs from every angle. And then lawyers can't possibly form an opinion about the crumbs until they review what other lawyers and judges have said about each crumb and then done research and written about everything. It's worth noting that judges didn't used to be lawyers necessarily. They often were citizens and neighbors who brought to the job their common sense. Now they're always lawyers, and they sort of have to be, don't they, because it's just so complicated. And then judges write their opinions, they make law, and they complicate matters oftentimes instead of simplifying them. You know this because you've read the opinions. It's awfully hard to blame these judges. That's their native tongue. Because you have just learned a whole new language in law school. It's called the language of complicatedness. I'm not going to dignify it by calling it complexity because that suggests that it has to be complicated. Now, sometimes it does, but a lot of times it doesn't have to be complicated. Yet we gravitate toward complicatedness. And in the end, only we lawyers understand each other. When I ask my students whether this is a good thing, they commonly say, sure, more work for lawyers. Have you heard that? But this just makes the rest of the world, that is regular people, a lot of the other people sitting here, feel more estranged from law, when it's a language that only a few of us can understand. I teach law for a living, and I often feel myself becoming estranged from it. When people ask me for advice, for example, about starting a business, I say, absolutely, just make sure you're selling something that the government doesn't care about. Make sure there's not much law there, because when there's lots of law there, it gets complicated to the point that a regular person can't afford it. Law has become something that is for rich people, connected people, and other people. And that's not a healthy thing for the law to be, in my opinion. My best friend is a business executive, and he says, I hate lawyers. I don't take offense because I know. I said, why? And he said, here's why. Most lawyers are primarily concerned about saving their own butts. You as the client come second. And so he said when he presents his lawyer with a whole table full of information, the lawyer feels compelled to talk about each and everything on the table because you got to save your own butt, right? So you can't leave anything out. And he's left not knowing what is important and what is not. He said, now there's a sliver of really good lawyers. And they look at everything on the table and they say, this matters, this matters, this matters. The rest of it doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you how to navigate these three things that matter. He said, then there's a sliver of really bad lawyers, and none of the bad lawyers is sitting here, so I can tell you what they look like so you can spot them. They can't tell the difference between the stuff that matters and the stuff that doesn't matter. We should be simplifying things for people, not complicating. People are looking to you to bring order to their chaos. What they don't want from you is for you to diagram the chaos for them, or worse, to add another layer of chaos on top of it. So what does this mean for your lives, you're wondering? Why are you talking about this? So first I'll talk about the crisis, and then I'll talk about the opportunity. First, the crisis. It just so happens that it's more lucrative to deal in complexity than it is to simplify. And many employers, some big law firms, for example, have oriented their entire practices to deal with and even to create as much complexity as possible to serve the needs of the few, the rich, and the connected. What's needed now, and this is your great opening in life, is for lawyers to help the person who can't get in the door of the big firm, who can't get in the door of the federal agency, who can't get into the courthouse. Talk about demand exceeding supply. There are millions of people on this list. There are millions of people who need your help to make a will, help them with their adoption, file a trademark application, protect their invention, deal with a criminal charge, start a business so that they can hire other people and give those people hope in life. I know that many of you don't have jobs. I also know that many of you came to law school with a plan about what kind of job you would have by now. And I'm going to be honest with you, you might not be able to land that job. It's not your fault, there's nothing wrong with you, it's the market, it's what one part of the practice of law has become. But crisis breeds opportunity. Not just job opportunity, it also breeds that, but it breeds the opportunity to lead meaningful lives, the kind of lives that you can be proud of later when you look back on it. So here's what you should do now, and this is going to sound a little harsh, but those of you who had me in class are used to this. Get over it. I'm sure that Emory has failed you in some way, and believe me when I say that I wish with all my wishing right now that I had the power to change that in your lives. But it's not just Emory. I'm sure that for some of you, your families have failed you in some way. Your friends have failed you in some way. It happens. So just don't fail yourself. Get over it. The one thing standing in the way of happiness for many people is a sense of entitlement. It's, I'm supposed to be doing this, not this, and it's your fault. And then you brood upon it, and it ruins your life. Don't let that happen to you. Get over it. The job market is terrible. I had another word in here, but I had to substitute it to be polite. So some people are calling it the 100-year flood. That's not great. But it just means that now you have license in your own individual lives to find the job that's going to make you happy. Where before you might have thought, I should take this prestigious job because look, it's so prestigious. Now you have license to make yourself happy. I know this won't be easy being happy because, of course, we're lawyers, right? I like to knit, so when I'm around like yarny people who dye and sell yarn for a living, they seem so happy that I find myself wondering whether they might be high on drugs. And I think, why can't we be this happy? The answer is, of course, we can. We are smart, creative, flexible people with senses of humor, right? Which is a good thing, because to find the job that's going to make you happy, you're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to get creative, and yes, you're going to have to be flexible. You might have to move to Nebraska. You might have to do a different kind of law than the one you thought you would be doing. You might have to join a small firm where they don't make the meggity big bucks. You might have to start your own firm. There are people in this graduating class, and I've told them this, I would hire you to do legal work right now. That's how confident I am in your abilities to be a lawyer. You also might have to be to learn to be a giver and not a taker. That's in the way what we're celebrating today. Givers tend to be happy people on the whole. Takers are never satisfied. I want you to be satisfied with your professional lives. That's why I do this for a living. To look back later and say, wow, that was fun. I am so glad I did that. And look at the people I helped along the way. Look how I helped to simplify the parts of their lives that intersected the law. Because no one will put it exactly this way, but that is what everyone wants. They want you to simplify the parts of their life that intersect the law. And that's what they need, and I think that's what the law needs as well. I once asked my trademark class what lawyers were for. And a woman in the back said, I'm looking for her, under her breath, they're functionaries of the state. Remember? Lawyers, handmaidens of complicatedness. But it doesn't have to be that way. I must be a closet optimist because here's how I view lawyers, and this is the honest truth. We are knights on white horses. That's how I felt when I practiced law, honestly. And that is what I wish for you today. And I just want to let you know it's just been the highest honor for me to stand here today, and I will never forget it. Thank you.
I think you have a sense of why it is that Sarah Sadler was voted for this award. She's a marvelous teacher. Also, it's a recommendation for people to take up knitting, it seems to me. Often seen in faculty meetings, knitting, which I think is a pretty good thing to do, a faculty meeting. And I want to thank Justin for his words, and particularly to thank the outgoing SBA President Rachel Fox and the entire Student Bar Association for their wonderful work this year. It really has made a tremendous difference. The faculty's worked with you, the administration, and I think the law school is a better place to study, to interact, and to thrive as a community because of your work, Rachel, and that of the SBA. Well, you'll be relieved to hear that the time's arrived when you cross the stage and you'll be hooded. You'll emerge as a graduate of this wonderful law school. Your class has selected, again, my distinguished colleague Sarah Stadler to perform the hooding. Some graduates have requested the hooding to be performed by a member of the legal profession who's been close, supportive and influential in their lives. They will join us on stage. Assistant Dean Catherine Brokaw will invite each graduate to cross the stage. Please take your time. This is a once-in-a-lifetime photo opportunity. So let us begin. Dean Brokaw.
Thank you, Dean Partlett. Dean Partlett, members of the faculty, honored guests, I present to you the recipients of the degree of Master of Laws, Carolina Andrea Sherrod. I will ask that you please hold your applause to the end. We're going to pick up the pace to make sure that everybody gets forward without too much heat, more heat. In Young Choi. Jeneba Jabate. Georgi Enukitsa. Nika Varamia. Sataporn Jarusupakornkul. Gauman Lin. Yue Ma. Diana Mukamet. Ying Chu. Nato Saginashvili. Aruna Sharma. Yiyun Yang. Chung Yu. Ray J. Zhang. For the degrees of Doctor of Law and Master of Public Health, Diane Wizig. Diane will be hooded by her brother, Neil Wizig, Miami, 2009.
For the degrees of Doctor of Law and Master of Theological Studies, Silas Webster Allard with high honors. Silas is also the winner of Emory University's highest student honor, the Britton Award. Timothy Brian Green with honors. For the degrees of Doctor of Law and Master of Business Administration, Casey Chi Chuen Chow. Adam Ambus Harper. Adam will be hooded by his sister, Ambia Harper, Yale, 2006. Sandia Caroline Altona Harris. Sandia will be hooded by her brother-in-law, Aaron Tryon, Georgetown. Eric Daniel Retter with honors. Eric will be hooded by his uncle, Eduardo Carreras, Miami, 1978. Tae Hun Alex Shin. For the degree of Doctor of Law, Christina M. Goizueta. Christina will be hooded by her grandmother, Mrs. Roberto Goizueta. Adam I. Adler with honors. Faisal H. Actor. James Connor Alexander with honors. Harisa H. Amjadi. Ross D. Andre with honors. Tequili Hartsfield Atkins. Jessica L. Bachman. Ashton L. Bailey. Callan J. Bear with honors. Callan will be hooded by family friend Jonathan Zimring, Duke, 1974. Esther K. Bardi. Alexander J. Bartko with honors. John Thomas Bennett. Stephen William Balecki with high honors. Julia Lynn Blackburn with high honors. Julia will be hooded by her cousin, Karen Carter Owens, Vanderbilt, 1983. Juan Lamar Blunt Hill. Emily Jane Bogenschutz. Emily will be hooded by her sister, Kathleen McCleary Bogenschutz, Nova Southeastern, 2009. Nathan S. Brill with honors. Leslie Brooking with honors. Nathan K. Brown. Nathan will be hooded by his father-in-law, Larry Moore, Columbia, 1980. Catherine Elaine Bruce. Catherine will be hooded by her mentor, Tom Stubbs, Georgetown, 1991. Elibet Caballero. Anna M. Calleja. Stephen Gregory Carlson. Kevin Michael Carlton with honors. Robert A. Carlton with honors. Raul Chacon Jr. with honors. Alexandra Jacqueline Chanin with honors. Sonali P. Chitri. Sungwon Choi with honors. Unjin Chung. Gregory R. Clement. Dana Michelle Cohen. Dana will be hooded by her cousin, Ben Cohen, Emory, 2004. Alexandra C. Cole. Laura J. Collins with honors. Janelle. Let's try that again without the siren. Janelle L. Cornwall.
Way to go, Zach.
Brittany Tar Cragg. Joanna Maureen Crowley. Andrew M. Cummings. Daniel J. Davenport. Christine A. Davis. Catherine London Davis. Stephen Palmer DeBon. Stephen will be hooded by his father, Stephen Harold DeBon, Buffalo, 1977. Aaron G. Decker. Geeta Dharmappa with honors. Anthony Diaz Cushman. Erin Elizabeth Donahue Keeler. Matthew L. J. D. Dowell with honors. Alexandra E. Dugan with honors. Benjamin Rush Farley with honors.
Thank you.
Rebecca P. Fazel. Rebecca will be hooded by her brothers, Jeffrey Fazel, UVA 2003, and Christopher Fazel, Kansas 2006. Emily R. Fidelis with honors. Jessica Duncan Felfoldi. Christina Marie Forte with honors. Christina will be hooded by her father, Stephen Forte, Emory, 1980. Rachel Suzanne Fox with honors. Rachel will be hooded by her father, George Fox, Emory, 1969. Catherine A. Fulton. Drew Hardison Gandy with honors. Allison Elizabeth Gold with honors. Sarah Michelle Grill. Matthew D. Gutierrez with honors. Matt will be hooded by his aunt, Christina Duarte, Georgetown, 1994. Yoon Hee Grace Ha. Elizabeth Eugenia Hall. Elizabeth will be hooded by her father, Adolphus Hall Jr., DePaul, 1975. Kaylin E. Hammond. Kaylin. Aiden Myers Hatch with honors. Aiden will be hooded by her aunt, the Honorable Jean Toll, Chief Justice, South Carolina, 1968. Austin J. Hemmer. Austin will be hooded by his friend Kathy Rogers, Georgia State, 2004. Brian J. Henderson. Lane Clark Hilton. William Austin Hinkle. Catherine Joanne Hinton with honors. Catherine will be hooded by her father, Walter Hinton, Northwestern, 1973, and her mother, Carol Hinton, UVA, 1975. Douglas H. Hoffman. Giovanna A. Holden with honors, and daughter. Kevin D. Hahn. Andrew Thomas Hopkins, with honors and a baby. David Michael Hudson with honors. David will be hooded by his brother, Doug Hudson, George Washington, 2000. Matthew R. Hughes. George Mitchell Hunter with honors. William Elliott Hunter. Ingu Huang. George C. Irving with the baby who was born on the first day of law school orientation for your class. Casey Lee Jackson. Niji Jane with honors. Niji will be hooded by her mentor, Sanjui Lal Kumar, Connecticut, 1988. Pauline Margaret Jamry. Amy E. Jensen with honors. Allison H. Johnson. Allison will be hooded by her father, Robert Johnson, Stetson, 1981. Anne Doherty Johnson with honors. Anne will be hooded by her father, Jerry Johnson, Western New England, 1976. Christopher L. Johnson. Chris will be hooded by his mother, the Honorable Glenda Hatchett, Emory, 1977. Shivana Jorawar.
Go, Sloop.
Paul V. Jordan.
East Point. Hey, wait. That's something to proud. Congratulations,
Alishba Irshad Hassam. Adam Christopher Keating. Stephen Thomas Keaton. Jacob R. Kirkham with 2 babies. Matthew H. Kishman. Tal M. Kitron. Tal will be hooded by his uncle, Evan Aidman, Penn, 1983. Ami Manik Satish Koldthikar. Eugene A. Cornell with honors. Eugene will be hooded by his godfather, Frank Siegel, Mercer, 1980. Shannon Lucy Kyle with honors, and another small friend. Shannon will be hooded by her father, Peter Kyle, Victoria University, New Zealand, 1973. Douglas C. Lambert with honors. Jennifer C. Lewis with honors.
Easy, Larry. How are you? Congratulations.
Laura S. Lewis, also with baby. Bethany A. Lindstrom. Jessica R. Lopez. Justin K. Lowry, also with baby. This has been a very prolific class. Joanne E. McMillan. Sarah A. Mahmood. Laura Manship.
I'm sorry.
Krista L. Martin. Monique Y. McCoy King. Sean McCullers. Kevin A. McDonald. Eric S. Meir with honors. Eric will be hooded by his father, Jonah Meir, Brooklyn, 1979. Kristen Menendez with honors.
Yeah.
Catherine J. Merriam with honors. Robert W. Miller with honors. Joseph J. Menock. Cameron Linton Mitchell. Cameron will be hooded by his friend, Justin Starnes, Emory, 2009. Adam McDonald Moline with honors.
That work, Karen?
Rachel E. Mondel with honors.
Good job, Justin.
Sarah A. Morse. Sarah will be hooded by her parents, Ken Morse, Washburn, 1980, and Marla Lukert Morse, Washburn, 1980. Christus John Nikitas. Rhiannon Elizabeth O'Connor with honors. Rebecca Unha O. Sharon R. Opila. Ruth Claire Ott, with honors. Ruth will be hooded by her father, J. Warren Ott, Mercer, 1984. Vanisha Palvia, with honors. Christine A. Park. Kimberly LaJoy Parks. Kim will be hooded by her mentor, Reginald Smith, Maryland, 1998. Sharuni Parijatha Patibanda. Mindy Beth Hava, with honors. Mindy will be hooded by her father, Stephen Hagan, Florida, 1980. Natalia A. Peralta. Natalia will be hooded by her mentor, Beth Howard, Georgia State, 2004. Jane M. Polopoulos.
Go, Joe.
Frederick E. Quinn, with high honors. Alexandra Watson Reagan. Alexandra will be hooded by her father, Charles R. Reagan, Fordham, 1974. Chad P. Ralston, with honors. Shankar Ramamurthy.
What up, sir?
Manjusri Ratnayaka. Ryan Matthew Richards.
Way to go, Juice.
Kristen A. Romano. Kristen will be hooded by her aunt, Marlene Everett, Nova Southeastern, 1989. April W. Ross. April will be hooded by her father, Kevin Ross, Emory, 1980. Jeremy S. Roth. Jeremy will be hooded by his friend, Jeremy Halpern, Vanderbilt, 2010. Youngie Rue.
Way to go, April.
Nicholas V. Signs, with honors. Lindsay Marie Samuel. Rosalvin Sanchez with honors. Gregory R. Schmitz with honors. Eric Caesar Schnapp. Eric will be hooded by his sister, Denise Schnapp, Emory 2008. Lauren E. Schwartz.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh, you worked so hard.
Laura Jillian Seaman with honors. Jacob Scott Siegel. Jacob will be hooded by his father, Robert David Siegel, Alabama 1971, and his brother, Joshua Stephen Siegel, Alabama 2006. Arthi Sharma with honors.
Good seat there.
Matthew J. Schechtman with high honors. Matt will be hooded by his friend and mentor, Gardner Corson, Emory 1974. Amir S. Shanak. Anand Scythian with honors. Diana Victoria Smirnoff with honors. Charday E. Smith. Charday will be hooded by family friend Lloyd Freeman, Rutgers 2007.
All right,
Simon L. Snyder with honors. Jenna A. Sold with honors. Jenna will be hooded by her father, Kenneth Sold, Brooklyn, 1981, and her mother, Joanne Sold, Brooklyn, 1980. Neil Patrick Solomon. Neil will be hooded by his father, Dean Solomon, South Texas, 1987. Stacia M. Stokes with honors. Stacia will be hooded by her mentor, the Honorable Mary Grace Deal, Harvard, 1977. Jacob A. Thomas. Richard D. Thomas with honors, and yes, another baby. Lauren Ashley Travis. Lauren will be hooded by her mother, Cheryl Sewing Jones, Hastings, 1991. Jonelle D. Turner. Jonelle will be hooded by her friends Chantel Aris, Emory 2010, and Melanie Paris, Emory 2010. Dane Jefferson Uhelski. Stephen C. Vogt. Margaret M. Wendler. Michael F. Westfall with honors. Christina V. Weston with honors. Christina will be hooded by her uncle, Eric B. Lindauer, Willamette, 1966. Laura N. Walensky with honors. Claire A. Williamson. Matthew C. Wilson.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Lisa Michelle Wolf. Mi Hyun Yoon. Andrea S. Young with honors. Carlos Zelaya. For the degree of Doctor of Law and the Tiger Program Certificate in Intellectual Property, this group will be hooded by Professor Ann Rector. Christopher M. Broussard. Mile J. Choksey. David John Gianantonio with honors. Scott G. Kamladi. Stephen Michael Ian Cunin with honors. Victor L. Pate. Picture. Ashley L. Pecora with honors. Jesse M. Sandlin. Benjamin R. Schlesinger with high honors. Adriana Ruth Titel with honors.
Sorry.
Jack Vu.
Good job, Jack.
Martin David Weingarten with honors. Dennis A. White with honors. That would be Dennis Allen White. For the degree of Doctor of Law and the Transactional Law Certificate, this group will be hooded by Tina Stark. Christina M. Cabrera. Christina will be hooded by her boyfriend, Ricardo Duarte, Emory 2010. Nicole Renee Chong with honors. Timothy A. Conway. Jason R. Cross. Robert David Delgado. Megan Core Dillon. Sean M. Diamond with honors. Eric Robert Ellis with high honors. Cameron Kyle Fraser. David A. Hemmings. David will be hooded by his father, Richard Hemmings, Pittsburgh 1974, and his mother, Jane Hemmings, Pittsburgh 1973, and his sister, Rebecca, Emory 2009. Andrew Ross Kasner. Andrew will be hooded by his father, Mark Kasner, Brooklyn, 1976. Christina Nicole Lembo. Christina will be hooded by her mother, Susan Zachary Lembo, Emory, 1992. Justin Ray McCallan. Why is it that all the people in this program are 10 feet tall? Monica Melendez with high honors. Stephen F. Pessoa.
Yes, Steven!
Nigel Roosevelt Rollins. Daryl Bruce Robertson II. Daryl will be hooded by his father, Daryl Robertson, Harvard, 1979. Nyasha Simone Seal. Nyasha will be hooded by her mother, the Honorable Heather Seal, Hugh Wooding Law, West Indies, 1995. And last but definitely not least, David M. Tim. Dean Bartlett, members of the faculty, honored guests, it is my honor to present to you the great class of 2011.
This concludes the formal program. Please enjoy the rest of the day in fellowship and celebration. Have safe travels in returning home. The proceedings are concluded. Thank you.
That's sweet.